Ariel. Okay, I see. Got it. Say it. This is
Oh, I had on me. Hey, Elijah.
Oh, hey, Hermes.
Hey, so pretty much today, Elijah, I don't know if you heard me, but we're gonna just go over what we did last week. I'm gonna play a quick video on how to add overlays and effects on DaVinci Resolve, and then for the rest of the time, after I speak after the video, I just want everybody to kind of record themselves streaming, and then I want them to kind of edit that video still, and then I also want everybody to start working on their mock brand. So that would be meaning, opening a Twitch account and just pretty much showing me you understand how to make a mock brand. So that means having a name, having a logo. You can make your own logo. You need to be things of that nature. And pretty much at the end of the third week, which will be next month, we're going to show off the mock brands and pick the best one, two, three, give out a prize and everything. But the whole point of making a mock brand is just understanding you, making sure that you understand what goes to a mock brand and how it's supposed to look and feel, which is supposed to feel like it's you. So let me go ahead and share the screen. And I'm
Okay.
starting the video.
When it comes to taking your videos to the next level, one of the things that I find super helpful is to use overlays. There are a ton of different kinds of overlays, from cool little glitches like this to light leaks. Maybe you've got little puffs of smoke, you've got explosions, you've got cool little tech things like this going across the screen right now. They really can help take your video to that next level. Recently, I used an overlay of a UFO to create a little clip that looked like this. So today I'm going to show you how I created that UFO clip. I'm going to show you how I use the overlays and how I start to think about what that overlay looks like when it's on top of my video. And along the way, I'm going to share some tips and tricks on how to use these overlays and things you want to think about as you're applying them to your video. Because we want these clips to look the best that they can. So there's some things we want to think about as we're laying it on top of our footage. Today's video is sponsored by Motion Array, and all my overlays come from Motion Array. They've got a ton of great stuff there that is really easy to work with, from sound effects to music to stock video, stock photos, overlays that we're going to be talking about here today. I'm going to show you how you can find all the overlays on the Motion Array website. You can even use a free account and go grab some freebies, right? Who don't look for freebies? Hit the link up in the description below to check it out. But for now, let's jump into Resolve, and I'm going to show you how to work with overlays and some of the things to think about while you're using them. So let's jump into Resolve. Let's check it out. Jumping into DaVinci Resolve, I'm in the Edit tab. Now let's talk about how we use this UFO overlay to create this cool little effect here. So when you get your overlays, one of the best things you can do is look for ones that have a transparent background. Now, you're not always going to find that, but a lot of times you can, and especially if you take a look on Motion Array's website, a lot of the overlays that you can find there already have that transparent background. So that's going to take a lot of the work out of using some of these overlays when you need to use them. You can key out black backgrounds or white backgrounds if you need to, but it makes it a lot easier if the background's already transparent. So here I've got the UFO materialization overlay here, right? And if we take a look at it, if I play through it, you can see comes flying on the screen here. Notice it's pretty huge. It does look different than the scene. It doesn't look like it fits in all that great. There's some things we can do to make it look a little bit better. So the nice part about overlays is that basically all you need to do is take your original footage. In this case, I just filmed a little clip of the sky, and I'm going to put that overlay on top of my base footage. So in this case, I want the UFO to look like it's flying in the sky in between the tree line here, the trees. And all I have to do is put it on a track above whatever it is I want it to be, above in the video, right? In this case, the sky and the trees. So I drop that onto the, track 2 here, right? And I've got my base layer track in video 1. And if I scroll back and forth, we can see how it kind of works. So when I'm working with overlays, sometimes, it doesn't matter. I could just drop it on there if it's some cool lights, or maybe it's some kind of cool little design or something like that, like you saw in the intro there. But if it's something like this that I really want to make it fit in the scene a little bit better, there's a couple things I can think about as I put it in here, a couple things to do and change that might help it fit a little bit better in our scene. So the first thing that I'm thinking is that it looks way too big for this particular scene, right? So I don't want the UFO to be, ginormous there. So what I want to do is shrink it down. So I'm just going to select my clip. I'm going to open my inspector right here, open your inspector, and I'm just going to grab my zoom and I'm going to shrink it down. And how big do I want it in the sky? It's kind of subjective, right? I'm going to say a quarter the size, so 0.25. So if I just play through that, how does that look? It looks kind of more like, what I'm thinking there. And now one of the things we notice is because this was sized to be full screen, when we get to the end of our clip, if I just move forward frame by frame, we can see it kind of gets sliced off there, right? And that doesn't look good. So a couple ways you can avoid that. You could make the clip shorter. What I like to do is I'm just going to fade the clip out as well as make it a little bit shorter. So that way, wherever it's still in the frame all the way, looks like right about there, that's where I want it to be completely faded out. So I'm just going to shorten my clip. And now I'm going to leave the fade on there. And as I play through it, boom, it just kind of fades out. So I think that works out pretty good, right? Not too bad. Now, the next thing with this particular overlay that I'm looking at is that it just looks a little dark and it kind of doesn't really blend in so much. So we're going to jump into the color tab and apply a few things, a few adjustments that hopefully help kind of blend it into the background a little bit. So I'm going to select my clip, jump on over into the color tab. And now that I'm in the color tab, there's a few things we can start to work with. So first, I'm just going to, on this first node here, I'm just going to try and lighten it up a little bit because it looks a little dark, I think, compared to everything else around it. So if I brighten it up a little bit, maybe something like that. Let's just zoom in on it here a little bit. And then maybe I want to, let me see, maybe drop the contrast back just a little bit, right? And let's just see how it's starting to look here. If I zoom out, okay, maybe it looks like it's coming out of the clouds, right? And it's fading in. And I think it's starting to fit in a little bit better there. I didn't want it to look too dark because I don't think that works out so well. I think that that's kind of a bit of a dead giveaway, right? So what else could we do to it to kind of help it blend in a little bit? Well, if you need to, you could change the color temperature a little bit, right? I don't know if we need to in this case, but we can make it cooler or warmer if we need to. So maybe I just want to tweak it a little bit, maybe warm it up just a little bit, just your tint if you need to. But reducing that contrast really kind of helps it from standing out as much, I think. Now, if you think the colors on it are a little too much, you could always come down to your saturation and drop that back a little bit. Maybe lower that down. You could always play with the shadows, depending on your object. In this case, I don't think I need to make too many tweaks and changes, but I think this is kind of looking a little bit better than if I turn it off. We can see how much darker it is, right? And even my background, if I turn off all the grades. So let me just turn off this node here. See how dark it is? We kind of brightened it up. I think it kind of helps it just kind of blend into the sky a little bit better. Now, the other thing that I did add onto here was a little bit of motion blur, right? So maybe I want it to just be a little more blurred, and not as crispy on the edges and everything as it's moving around. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a new node here by using Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC plus the S. So next I'm going to come up to my effects library. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and we want to look for motion blur, and you can search for it or just scroll down and find it. Here's a little motion blur, and we could do motion trails, motion blur. You try whatever might work good for you. In this case, I'm just going to go with a little motion blur. I'm going to drop it onto my node number 2. And then we've got our different types of blur here. I'm going to say, give me the better blur. Motion range, we'll leave it on medium for now. Motion blur, I'm going to crank it up a little bit. And we'll see how it looks. I'll give it a second to render up there. And now if we look at our clip here, we can see as we scrub through it a little bit, right? Look at the way the edges are here, right? As it's kind of moving along, we can see it's blurred, right? Versus if I turn off the motion blur, see it's kind of a little bit more crispy there, right? It's a little more defined with some of the effects that are happening there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. And you can see it just blurs it out a little bit because if it's moving in the sky, you might see a little bit of blur on there, right? And how much you want to put in this case, that's up to you. I'm going to crank it up even more just because, hey, why not, right? So you can see the motion blur in action there really kind of smooths it out as it's moving around. So I like that. So just taking a look at our video and watching it as a whole here, here's what it looks like. Yeah, not too bad, right? So that's how you can take something like a UFO overlay here and kind of add it into your project, put it on top of some footage, and it doesn't have to be a UFO. It could be any kind of overlay, anything that you want to lay on top of your video. Could be an element or an object like this, or it could just be something cool that, flickers on the screen. Maybe it's a light leak. Maybe it's, some flashes or something like that. I use overlays all the time in DaVinci Resolve here that I get from Motion Array. Super easy. Here's how you find all of these cool overlays on Motion Array. And then I just want to show you how I've got them set up in Power Bin so I can easily drag and drop them into my projects and use them whenever I want. So here, check it out on Motion Array's website. So when you get on their website, you can sign up for a free account. You don't have to do a paid version. They do have a lot of free stuff on there, but you can also jump in and grab the paid version where you have access to everything if you're interested. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check it out. But here's how you find all of the awesome overlays and things that I use all the time. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go to videos, and I'm going to go to motion graphics. And in the motion graphics section, you can filter it. Over here, we have overlays. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And that's going to filter it and show me all of the cool overlays that I can get from Motion Array. And there is tons of stuff here. And a lot of this stuff already has those transparent backgrounds for you. You don't have to go in and key things out and all that. It's already set up for you. I mean, all kinds of things from icons to, there's a bullet for you, to subscribe like buttons, to HUD, HUD, what's it called? Heads up displays like this right here. There's all kinds of awesome things that you can get here from Motion Array. It's almost endless. If you have an idea and you search for it here on Motion Array, there's a good chance that you're going to find it. Look at that. You even got a running chicken. What are you going to do with a running chicken? I don't know, but it's there in case you want it. I've been using Motion Array for a long time to get all my overlays, to get sound effects, music, video clips, stock videos, stock photos, tons of great stuff. It's really like a one-stop shop for all the assets that you might need to make your video. A huge thank you to Motion Array for sponsoring today's video. If it wasn't for awesome companies like Motion Array sponsoring videos on my channel, I wouldn't be able to sit here and make videos for you guys and teach you Resolve and video editing and all the fun stuff that we do here. So thank you, Motion Array. Really appreciate you guys. You're awesome. I love your stuff. And if you guys need some awesome assets for your videos, you can save some money by using the link in the description below. So jumping back into DaVinci Resolve here, let me just show you where and how I store all of my overlays here in DaVinci Resolve. So they do come from Motion Array. I'm going to jump back into the Edit tab right here. Go ahead and open up my media pool. And I've got my power bins open right here. See power bins, master. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now, if you don't see your power bins, here's how you open it up. 3 little dots at the top. Show power bins. Make sure that that's checked on. So once I'm in my power bins here, I have a whole folder I created called overlays. And if I just go through and click on some of these things, here's some of the sparkle effects that I was mentioning. You know, they just kind of create cool little effects on your screen. You can do obviously the film overlays. I'm sure you guys have seen those, or the dirt or the dust. There's cool arrows that you can use in your videos. And all this has transparent backgrounds. So all I have to do is drag and drop it onto the screen. Smoke effects, fire effects. Here's the cool tech revealer that I had shown a little bit earlier in the video. Lot of cool stuff here that you can just drag and drop right into DaVinci Resolve. And I like to have these assets available in every project, which is why I use them in a power bin, store them in there, so then I can access them whenever I want in any project. So here's a really good tip for you when it comes to using overlays. So let's say you do get an overlay, right, that has a black background like this. We have this tech, little circuit board thing happening here on the screen. And notice the background's black, but I still have my UFO and my other footage under there. Well, do I have to go in and key out all the black? You actually don't. Here is a quick tip for you that you can use to get rid of that black background really fast. Select your clip, open up your inspector, and then you want to come down to composite right here. Open that up, and under composite mode, we can change the composite mode to automatically get rid of that black or white background for us. So if you go ahead and click the drop down, you can say add. That's one way that it'll get rid of it. Now you can see it's kind of light in there, right? So add is one option that we have. If you scroll down to lighten, that's another overlay mode that will allow you to see the effect, but get rid of that black background. You can also use the screen mode, and that's going to help get rid of the black background for you too. So if I scroll through, play through, you can see, we see it there. And we don't have to go in and key out that black background. So that is a huge tip right there that really saves you a lot of time. If you have a solid black or solid white background, use your composite blend modes to just get rid of that really quick. So with these couple tips, you are going to be off and running using some overlays in your videos and really just help take your videos to that next level. So my challenge to you guys today is to use one of your clips that you already have, or maybe a project you already have. Jump on that Motion Array website, even sign up for the free account. Find some kind of overlay that you can use on your video, and I want you to put it on the video, give it a try, tweak it a little bit, see what you can do and what you can make. And I want you guys to drop a link in the description below because I want to go check it out and see what you guys make. Now, if enough of you guys drop down some links with some samples, maybe I'll make a video about it and we'll give you a little shout out on there, and I'll just give you my thoughts on the videos that you guys come up with. So that wraps this one up, guys. Thank you so much to Motion Array for sponsoring today.
So that was a video of just showing you how to use overlays and where to get them from, right? Because overlays will add a different it adds a different feel of your videos of your streams when you editing everything and stuff like that. Now I know I showed you the DaVinci Resolve, so I think what I'm going to do is this. Next week when you come in, the DaVinci Resolve will be installed on you all PCs when you all come in. When I do that, I just want you all to just mess around with DaVinci Resolve. And if you like DaVinci Resolve, then I would like you to go ahead and edit into DaVinci Resolve. But if you all like CapCut, then like CapCut, you just like how easy it is, the UI, just the usage of it, then you can stay with CapCut. So that's what we do next week. Now, what I can do right now though is 4:25, so almost 4:30. What I'd like you to do now is I want you all to get some more footage if you need more footage. If you don't, I just want you all to really just start working on editing your videos. Towards the end of class, like around 5:20, 5:30, I want to pick a few of you all. I'm going to we all going to watch your footage, see how it sounds, and I'm just going to critique a little bit, like what did you get right, what you did wrong, and what can use more improvement. So that's what we're going to work on today. So go ahead, open your all laptops. If you need more footage, you record more footage you have until 5 o'clock. And then from 5 o'clock to 5:30, I want you all to edit your videos. And then at 5:30, I'm going to pick probably 2 or 3 you all just watch a couple of minutes of your footage that you have that you edited, what you did right, what you did wrong. Like I said, what can be used as an improvement. And then we'll wrap up class. And like I said, next week it'll be more of the same thing. We'll also the added bonus next week of working on your mock brands. So I will probably talk more about your mock brands at the end of class, what that all consists of. So go ahead and get started. You need help setting up your OBS, whatever. Raise your hand. Me and Christian can help you out. Oh,
Wait.
Elijah, just stay put. Sammy will be next. Just stay put. All right.
Okie dokie.
All right, cool. We're gonna start off with a new section today because we got like 3 more things to try to like quickly go through. We're gonna do a review after I send y'all into lab for a little bit, kind of review everything, and then try to move on to another one. We'll see what's up. Yeah. And some of the stuff that we gonna be talking about is gonna be on a Kahoot. File IO. Let me just make sure I'm on the right lab for this.
It's just also,
OP. Is this 8? Yeah, I think so, right?
We had an 8 lab.
No, not yet.
I'm about to say, then we on the second.
Wait, what the heck? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah.
You take the slides from
Yeah. So, my bad. I've sent the labs, but if you guys want, I'm gonna just send a bunch of. I'll send all the slideshows into the Discord, so that way, a lot of the times you could just pull it up and just do it side by side. Gotcha.
It's the new one.
Yeah. So, I'm just checking to make sure that we are doing the right thing. Yeah. Okay. Sick. For list.
You said the new one?
Not yet. First, we're gonna go over what we're doing today, and then I'm gonna send it. This is the attempt. Okay, sick. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So today's class is probably gonna be a little bit more interesting because it's gonna be a mini review, or it's gonna be more so like what we're gonna be doing in, I'd say, 2 weeks. We're gonna be making a mini game today, right? It's gonna be it's a pretty cool one, but nothing too crazy. Also, wait, let me make sure that 2 things are on. Share my screen. All right, sick. Now we straight. So what we're going to be talking about is using files in Python, right? Input and output. So it should be pretty cool because we're going to have to take some things. So in general, file IO just stands for file input/output, right? And that's just really the process of reading data from files that have data, right? So like, let's just say you have a word text. You could take files from it. For example, you could take a bunch of words and then just like create a mini game from it, which is kind of what we're going to be doing. It's going to be what we're doing, right? And the reason why this is going to be useful is because a lot of the times, let's be real, you just don't have time to code everything. Like, why the hell are you going to manually go in, type in a whole dictionary of words when we have the dictionary right there for us to use, right? Or like, I don't know. We just want to make our lives easier so we can always use a file that's already been made and then just play around with it to get what we need from it, right? And another good thing is that Python actually handles a bunch of these things, so it's not that difficult, right? So to do it, we're going to just use something called the open function. And then it has a bunch of different things, right? So like within it, we're going to want to read the file, right? Like think of Python as like, I'm gonna just say it's like a stupid little brother that you just kind of got to guide. Like it's a baby and you got to be like, all right, you open a book, what do you got to do with it? it just kind of stares at it. And it's like, what now? You're like, read. Same thing with Python, right? We have a read function. If you give it a pen, it's not going to know what to do with it. But if we tell it to write, it'll be like, oh, okay, I think I got an idea. Append is just kind of like adding things to it. So we can add things to the end of the file if we need to. Sometimes it's going to be useful, sometimes not that much. And you can also create, right? Like you can make something new. Read plus is a little bit different. It's just like read and write. Any questions so far? So whenever you open a file, it's always going to be important to close the file, because if not, that file is just going to stay open in the background. Kind of just like when you open a book, you got to close the book and then you're done with the book. Otherwise, you're just kind of going to leave that book somewhere in your bag and forget about it. All good? So we're just going to quickly fly through these. There's something called the read method, which reads the entire thing as a string, not numbers. So like, let's just say you have a bunch of numbers in something. It's not going to read those numbers. You have to convert it from string to numbers. Read line, just read the specific line. Read lines, reads all of the lines, and turns those lines into strings. So it's going to be like a list of each. Think of it as like, here, actually, I'll just visualize this. So read takes all of this, and it's like, all right, this is one whole thing, and now there's just going to be a string. And this is read. Read line only takes one specific line. Read lines takes all these lines and kind of converts them into a list. So it'll be like line 1, 2, 3, 4, ... And then it kind of iterates over all of those individually. So like, let's just say you need something from each specific line and you don't want to read over the entire thing, because that's just like, you're going to go through the entire thing to find one specific word. Kind of not the point. It's kind of useless, to be honest. So you could always use read lines. And let's just say we want to look at the specific third line for specific word. We could do that. Any questions? Kind of make a little bit more sense? Then we have, think of writing as the exact same thing as like write, just writes a single line. Write lines writes a list of strings to the file. So anytime you see like line or lines, it's multiple or individual. Write or read or close is the entire thing. We're gonna talk a little bit more about F strings coming up, because I've been using them a lot and I think they are helpful. So we'll see what's up with it. I think there's only, there's a couple more things. Okay. Some more things that you could do is like you could seek. So think of whenever we're reading a file, it has like a little pointer. It's invisible. It's not something that's really intuitive. But whenever you're looking through some, it'll be like, okay, start off here and then go da 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 da.
Wait, you mean the little pointer that goes on your computer screen?
Yeah, think of it like that, but it's invisible. So what you could do is you could seek a specific thing, just so that way, and start, let's just say that we have like a big red dog, and we only want to look for red. We could search seek for red, and it'll be like not red, just looks like red. Right? Telling is like to return a specific. So like, let's just say you're reading and like, tell me what you're reading. It'll be like D. if you have it in a for loop, it'll be like B, next, big, next, red, next. And it'll kind of do that for everything. And then for deleting files, be careful with this one, because whenever you're using your OS, that's the operating system. So this is actually going to remove stuff from your computer. Don't do this yet, but just know that it's something that you can do. And then checking for file existence is you can really just see if it exists, because a lot of the times you'll write like, let's just say that this is called dictionary.txt. But you notice how there's no N? If you write dictionary and then you're like trying to find it and it's like, I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. You could say, look for the files. Does it exist? And it'll be like, no. But you could actually list out all the files and be like, oh, it's forgetting an N. Or it's forgetting a Y or whatever you want. So just know that there's a lot of things that you could do with them, with files, because a lot of the time we're going to be just working with files, especially for creating some of these games. And another thing is you can make your own files, right? So it's not the end of the world, and they work very similar to what we've been doing in the past. Some good rule of thumbs: close the files, otherwise you risk leaving it open. Sometimes that could actually prevent data loss, or you're just reducing the amount of data loss that you could do on accident. Context managers with statements, so there's a way to automatically close it. Make sure you know what you're trying to do, whether that's read, write, do both, or append. And I'm not going to lie, we're going to talk more about this at some point, probably later on today, for handling errors, because there's going to be a lot of times where you run into an error and you're like, what is happening? You can use try, accept. It's like, try this, and if that doesn't work, accept, like print this statement. And then use text as necessary. Practical applications. I think we'll be okay. So what I'm gonna do is I want y'all to, I'm gonna have to, where did this.txt? Okay, sick. So I'm gonna send this via Discord, since everybody's in the Discord, correct? Sick. The hell? Where's my disc? Sick. Dude, what the fuck is happening? How is this shit dragging, bro? All right, this is dragging. Actually, just go ahead and check your emails. I'm gonna send it in both places once Discord finally chooses to open up.
Wait, is this for the 7th lab thingy?
8th lab.
8th lab? Wait,
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to do all labs at the same in time. Now I see why I always get this confusing. So let's see.
Okay. So everybody go ahead and check your emails. What you guys are gonna have to do is drag the text or the word text and just put it in your Python folder. Otherwise, it won't be able to read exactly where it's from. Ooh. And then the first piece of code on the line is going to be like this. Terminate this. What is happening with my task manager? 40% CPU, 89% memory. That's fine. And task.
No, right?
Yeah, I sent it to your email, but now I'm also sending it to the Discord right now. So okay. So here. I think would it be useful if we kind of just like went through the pseudo code of like the rough idea of what we should be doing? Okay. I can't make this moment. It's fine.
What are you supposed to do like that as a kid?
So step one. Okay.
It's hard.
All right. So let's just walk through what we should be doing. Because even though I kind of gave you guys a list, we're just trying to like formulate what it should look like in English, and then you guys just have to turn it into code. Right? So first things first, what do we gotta do? Yep. I'll give you a clue. Think of this as a book. What's the first thing that we gotta do? Yep. So
You gotta read the title page.
Well, first you gotta open it before you could even get to the title page.
I'm saying like.
Anytime about like on the cover.
Oh, the cover.
Is that it?
Nah, the title page is the same thing.
The title page. But he said actively. I understand. I understand.
Alright. So first thing we gonna want to do is open the file. Now that we've opened the file, what now? Yes, but how do we want to read it? Do we want to read it as a whole thing, like front to end? Do we want to read each individual word? Do we want to read like line by line? Mhm. So that's very similar to what we're doing here. We gotta turn it into, right, so read, line, and
That R only have one.
You know, ask the question.
No, it is like, what is the one?
which one?
R.
Oh, this? What do you think that means?
Like, yeah, but they have one right on the left, but I don't see two on.
There's two on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, that, I didn't see that. I didn't.
It means read, right?
Yeah.
The lock is. I would have my class.
You're gonna always say something.
All right, sick. I made it a little bit bigger. So, okay. So we want to read, actually. Yeah, so we're going to read the lines, but we're going to separate them so that way everything's kind of individual. You'll see why once you open up the file, just to kind of get a gauge on it. It's just a bunch of words, right? So we want each word to kind of be its own thing. So, okay. So now we've opened the file, we've read the lines, and we've separated the words. What now? Yup. So now we do. I want to choose a. Okay, so now once we choose a random word, we start kind of building up the game aspect of it. In a game, if I'm guessing a word or if I have a word in mind and you guys are guessing it and you guys only have 6 turns, how should it go?
After you try it, it's correct.
Exactly. So we're going to set numbers at times. Also, if I write something like this, you guys know what I mean? That's a greater than. Yeah, so if it's more than 0, right?
Oh.
Then we go 6 is going to go here.
It could be there.
Okay, so everything that we've just said is now on here, right? So we're gonna go let the user guess if they have more than 0 times. If the guess is correct, then we're happy.
Wait.
Yep. Otherwise,
Or you can try.
and then, but if,
They take away some.
exactly. So just know that there's a reason why I've structured it like this, right? So it's gonna go, all of these should be on the same line. Then there should be something that makes you have to go inside, another something that goes inside. Then you kind of go back out, so do a separate condition. Another thing, there's probably gonna be 2 of these at the bottom, but I think you guys should be able to get it. So y'all good to go ahead and like just try to work through this now?
Wait.
So, what? Okay, the first thing that you guys want to do is, right? So let's just say from the Discord, download the file. It's the word.txt, right? Once you guys open it, it should be in your downloads, right? Honestly, yeah. Everything that you guys are gonna, so here, we'll do this one together. So we're gonna download, right? It gets downloaded. And now, you notice how this is in my downloads? It's the word underscore list, and then it's a text document. What you guys could do is just right click, and then with your mouse, drag it, go to wherever your Python folder is, and then just drag it in. So I could just go move to VS Code. For me, for you guys, this should be Python. So if I go 8 lab, I'll move it in there. And then it should go away from your downloads. And then let's just say this is your Python folder. It'll be in your Python folder. Yep, download it. You know how we made a Python folder in the beginning? I believe so. Yeah. So I think for most of you guys, it's either going to be underneath your documents or check your desktop. Right? So now, and then you guys also have access to the PowerPoint. I'm gonna go ahead and start making the Kahoot. So I'll give you guys some time to work on it. Let me know if you guys need any help.
So I'll add it to my Python for the short.
Yep. So just make sure that it's not just in your downloads. Because you can just have it in your downloads, but then that's extra work that I'm gonna have to go and try to teach out.
In your earlier step.
Oh. Oh.
Took it from my downloads, drive it to my phone.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
No, it's in your Python folder. honestly, I would say do the exact same thing for the code eight, or for the other, for the lab. Yeah. You want everything to be in the same place, so you want Python to be in the same place? Oh, actually, let me write that up. Yeah, where were you sitting at? Oh, that makes sense.
I want to have that to show back up there. I don't care. Okay.
With that,
Thanks. I didn't take it.
we're not okay. Drag that and make it a quick access.
I'll just.
Put it underneath. Oh, yeah, you think it's- Let's go. Hey, I'm done here.
So make sure that everything's in the same folder. Yeah, so you notice how all of these are each in a different line? What we could do is read over each line and then make sure if you like.
Hey, don't read it off.
Done this before. Just, I would not make you guys have to like manually input anything, because this will take you guys like, I'm not gonna lie, at least a solid like, yeah, minimum. So I'll give you guys a clue. What can read over everything? Yeah, so like you would do like Word and Word document.
Or I kind of.
Yeah. So first things first, make sure that you guys are using this. Right, so file, and then it'll be like 4 words in file. Right, you could do,
So I just,
no, so just do 4. Please. Oh, actually, no, just back. First, define an empty list. So do like, so just a word, just do like words, word underscore living. Then empty brackets. And then,
it's the right practice.
so yeah. And then do 4. Spaces, word, so. Space, and. Title. Make sure that you have your, consent. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Do word dot, or word underscore this, not the other word.
It's not a change. It's
Okay, and then space and word, comment, else space, so. But this is nothing. Word. Yeah, pretty much word is just like a placeholder. Most of the time, programming, you'll say. Yeah, so that's just like a word is a placeholder for like whatever you want to do. It's just like a variable. So it's gonna change. If you need word. So now, now all you have to do is just do twice, and then just make sure that it's. Okay, so this thing first, and then word just. Actually not right. Actually just run it. I believe this all we have to do is. And. Yeah, okay, well, that's, and range of the length of line. So the range. Yeah, the range, parentheses, length, LEM, parentheses. Oh, range, parentheses. Take off your dogs. Make sure that these are. Side. Then I'll leave. And then. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's true. You should just. And then there's like, oh, and like, and then do. It's funny. Take out the. Let me connect my laptop and then we'll do this part together because I'm pretty sure it should be.
Maybe it's the rent. Yeah, it was, I had the rent.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Now I gotta run it.
Yeah, run it and make sure that it works.
Not running because of the thermocouple.
But you don't have to.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
It's just a couple of
Okay. Here. Everybody. I forgot to tell y'all that we have to do one import. So in the bottom, do pip install color. It should look a little something like this, and when you hit enter, it'll like download it for you guys. Even though you guys aren't gonna need this yet. Yeah. Oh, actually, my bad. You guys actually don't need to do a for loop for it. Just do file.read.split. So for you guys, it should look something like this. It's like color and then ED.
Yeah. You could just also comment it out. But. Yeah, so the stock. Honestly, here, I would just say it's easier to take it out, to be honest. I don't think we're gonna need it. Honestly, we're just gonna take out this part. So go to line 11 and just delete it. Yeah, huh? 11. Yeah, it's the from term color, import color. You guys aren't gonna need it. So it should look a little something like this. And then carry on. Word list is now the dictionary for you guys to work with. So like here, if I had to do print word list, this is the list of words that we got. So think of this as your dictionary. So steps 1 and 2 are done. Now all you guys have to do is step 3, which we've done something similar for other labs. We've done honestly steps 3 through 8 or 9 in other labs. So go back and try to look for it.
Who want us to put, it said file.read.split.
Mhm.
Did we have to print that or?
Make sure that so you do dot read parentheses dot split parentheses. Mhm. No, so you don't have to actually do anything like that. So word list is already going to be the whole list of the entire dictionary. Um, I completely forgot that there's easier ways to do it. I always overcomplicate stuff for no reason. So yeah, just know that there's gonna be you're gonna have to use like random dot something to choose a random word. So I'll let you try to like figure that out because we've done something very, very similar. And by very, very similar, I mean, I think we did something exactly like it. Control Alt N. All at the same time. I don't know why for years. Hold on, let me take a look. Did you move it to your file? The word list, yeah. So did you, for example, go here? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Wait, what? Your no folder open? Okay, so the file. Open folder. So, go to the document. Python. Save. Save. Okay. So now, also, go to downloads folder. Actually, not just that would show. Downloads. And then honestly take A flag and then move it, cover documents, go documents, and let it into the Python folder. Because I don't think he's into the folder. So go back to your files. Yeah, so drag it. And then hover over the Python. Now it's back. So now when you go back to the file, run A flag. Yep. So now you can run it. Also, so I would do. So I will do this. This is probably gonna be documents. Documents go to here. Like yeah, literally. So like you right click, but then you can also do this. Python. So for this one, you're gonna have to do Control and from. I don't know why it always does this for years. Also for this. Yeah. Yes.
I found it. Oh my God, I was tweaking on the kitchen.
Nah, you good.
I was trying every single word. Everything I heard. Oh, give me a box.
I got beds on your boy.
Give me a box.
Um,
Give me the
Yeah, yours is correct.
Okay, now it works.
No, I think.
Okay, so go back here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you need some, oh, we need a. Oh, that's like,
Oh, that's what. You used the column. There you go. So now if you're to run
that's pretty good, it's like, because it's missing something for the.
to work this, then you run it, so something that's here.
So I see it. That I know.
Oh, my bad.
Sarah. This is, need something. Yeah, so, yeah, so.
I'm not tweaking. You don't have the inline bar no more, right?
No, no.
So, just write the exact same thing as that.
And then y'all should be good.
Also. So. She turns to a random that should be printed. She tried to random uncommunicated the type error I said that she's missing official market.
Oh, well, yeah. Choice of what? From where? Where are we getting our random choice? Also, make sure that you're sending this as a variable. So like I would do before random, do space, name it or actually no, that. Name it whatever you want. So I'll do like yes. Or yeah, don't give like this. What's up? I know it's now if you were to put the guess so yes. Well, also don't. Yeah, if you run it a couple of times, it show you. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Because what you did is because you got position argument, need something from this, because where are you pulling from your.
Exactly, where you want the random words.
Forgot we had.
Exactly. Like, why is it looking that?
So now they just have. Make it again.
Right. Parentheses. Words.
Where is English?
Yeah. You could do like times is equal to size.
Before we said it.
No, parentheses is just for you to see and make sure that you're going to right. You honestly don't need that mistake. But yeah, so like you can set that equal to, and then just make sure like while at times is greater than 0. Or stuff like that. Or you could on greater than. No, times is equal to 6. That's times. Greater than 0. And now you have nothing. So a lot of times you get 0. You say times. So now you have to get something similar. Just go through some of the labs, trying to figure out how would you get a guess from using.
We're gonna make up to 4 after this, or we going down to 6?
Going back down to 6.
That's.
Oh, my bad, actually. Oh,
I said.
my bad. We're still on 5.
Why do I do that? Why do I set it for 20?
So you would do like attempts in English or something, right? So you could set that equal to whatever number you want. So in this case, do 6. Then if you answer, now you blocked in the number of attempts. Attempts is just like something that you're making. And now you can have the while loop. So that way you make sure that it's greater than 0. Yep, so like while. And then attempts. So yep, right there. Oh no, you say yes. Cheaper than.
When I say is,
No, just the like you're looking correctly. It's the carrots. It's the like triangles.
Yes.
No, not that way. The one that's on there.
Say it like
It's
So,
better than.
so you said everything. Oh, you get this one, right?
No, you don't even need that. No, just the weird carrots and 0.
They should have an if statement, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have like 3 statements. You're gonna have an if, and then an else,
So I would put,
and then colons at the end.
I would put it under.
hold on,
So I'm good. I can go back up to.
No, not you. Actually, go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And then you see how it automatically increases up? That's how you know you're doing it right. So like now you would want to just look through some of the lab that we just like the second.
So if I do like that.
And then try to figure out how we got the user to do something. Our case, it's gonna be X. You don't need the in. You're just gonna put input. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, ask a question that's gonna be replaced with guess a number or guess a word. So go ahead, mess with that for a little bit, work together on this.
look right here.
Yeah, no, you don't need look. Take control. Oh, you didn't copy it. Oh, wait, also. For some, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could also. So go ahead.
Oh, no, you.
I'm gonna make the Kahoot real quick.
Choose the word.
Yeah, choose a word. And then make sure that you're saving that as a variable. Right, so that way, every time you run in it, bam.
So.
You do like name, so like in this case, you could do like guess or user or whatever you want to call it, is equal to, and then input, and then everything else.
Things.
Yeah, so like user is equal to input and then everything else. So like input parentheses, guess a word, all right?
That's it.
It's gonna be.
Yes. You're gonna have.
Can I be like, or looking for words, not letters.
Yeah, you're looking for work, I would.
So I could be like.
See, would they have full word or for letter?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's not.
So it goes like for arbitrary value for like, it could be for I, right? It doesn't matter. So as long as you know what you're referencing to, a lot of the times I would do like for word in this case because it just I think it's a little bit clearer. Or you could do for letters, but I would say for word just for simplicity's sake.
Maybe like for word in page,
For word in
because they have a word right now.
what are you trying to do exactly? We're trying to
I guess the word.
so has the user already put in a word?
Yeah.
So word
I just put guess and temp. I put I did a while until it's greater than 0. If we did guess and temp. If we haven't put in a word yet.
Yeah.
okay, so make sure that you have input in there. Because don't forget the user has to pick something, right?
So I would. Yes. If guess is correct.
Exactly.
So you have if statement, yes.
If guess is equal to whatever the user guessed, right?
So probably whatever. Okay.
Oh, but I know.
Yeah, if like, so like if, let's say you want me to guess something, and I guess, not, I get it correct. So always make sure that check. Oh. Because you won't need a quotation to correct if guess. Then,
For what?
because they most good because you never need a pretty smart quotations if guess.
Yeah, so it'd be like if guess equals whatever the user put. So like in your post, like I don't know exactly what you named it. If they're equal, colon, enter. But you don't have to put the you have to make sure that it's the equals. And then for the other one, it'd be exclamation point equals, stuff like that.
So. Yes. Yes. Word, same word. Yes.
Wait, so if they're working on the 8th lab, I mean, for some reason, and whenever I have full storage in my Gmail account, it just sends back to you, Sammy. So, could you
No.
double check?
Check the Discord. It's also in the Discord.
On the Discord?
Yep.
So it's like.
Oh. I didn't recognize
Say
that.
something. So do something like that. You can print out the little statement. It's the same thing with strings, but so you can say print.
Really? Oh shit.
Or. No, it's. Right. It is right.
Wait, I thought for some. Wait a second. You said you would find it in the Discord. Wait.
Check the Discord. It's in there. It is in the. It's in the coding channel.
Wait, the coding channel?
Yep.
Until that game. Right. So like, we've got 5% selected. We got about.
I thought there was a coding part.
And then when they it's just that 0, get over and show them what they actually work. See what I'm saying? So you have else. Yep, that's space. So. Close what one. Oh.
Oh,
All for that.
Yeah. Sweet. Right.
what they said?
Oops. Yeah. And then, and I'm back up from. You have white media something. You have
Wait, it doesn't work? Oh. Well, I saw the Discord and I saw the link, so
You getting it?
if it doesn't work more often, Sammy. Well,
So-
Where, what happened?
I saw it, but it said, let's see.
Yeah, make sure that you download the word list, the lab, and that they're both in the Python folder. Just try to work through it. Delete line 11 on the lab. You don't need it. And then we'll come back together in like 10 minutes and talk about it so that way you can see what's happening.
Okay.
Thank you.
See what I'm saying? And then they would have to go in, enter. Yes. And then they go to. One that they put away. No, not yet. Okay, you spell it out. Yeah. It's can. Okay. Okay, then, I will have a same thing like this. You haven't tried any work.
The line stuff.
Okay. So, and then, so,
All for that.
take some, do something. That's it. Simple. That's you. No. Well, no, you didn't. Yeah, yeah.
I chose.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. And I did my own.
No. Then you wanted to do temps. Plus. Yeah. No. Plus, it equals. Then what? Let's make. There you go. Now run. There you go. So, yeah, it's gonna say. You're saying, you're saying, hey, I got 6 opportunities to guess this one. If you don't get it the first time, you got 5. You get it in 6 tries.
Then I just stop here.
You stop it because it's never put up. All right, we'll see so. So go to your. So. You're. All right. So I will be in this section. You're missing, okay, so what you're missing is you're missing an if statement, you're missing an else statement. That's what you're missing. No, that's what I said. And go here. Yeah. So you already do first person need attempt, so I will put attempts. Oh, that's good. Plus. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yes. Whatever you use, provide you. It's like this, I didn't do that. It's just don't get it. Oh, you don't have. Okay. So you're missing a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, so I know exactly where you were. You don't want to move the word. You want them to essentially, when you think of the game of something, you want it to guess the word, right? So if I give you 16 cents to guess a word, if you guess it wrong, let's say together. Okay, so essentially, really good. One with the word. Yes. So you want to put it on. Keep doing that. So this is fine. Look at that. Oh, yeah. You don't have random word. So now you have it. So got my 27. Wait. So what happens? Get the first try. The hit answer. Yeah, you good. You can print these. For this stuff, if you want to go. Right? All right. Now you're going to hit enter again. Okay, great. What happens if they, so now we know if they get it right the first time. Now we got to get else thing. So you want to enter else. Answer. Print. Justin. I'll take you one. slash, oh. Yeah, try again. I would actually have 5 attempts. I would, yeah, I would say. Up to the day. So I have two. Try again. Or guess it. Tim? Wait, what? Just makes. Don't take chances. You're not putting the work.
Sometimes Savvy, it's kind of tricky to get what you got. So I tried downloading it, so it didn't work. So I had to do option B, which is copy and get everything on there. Which is probably not the best idea if I've got, but
It's okay. Sometimes it works that way.
I understand. I understand.
No worries.
But like mine is more like the same day. I don't swap with that. Like this will back. It's about the you might be what I was different lights. Sure.
All right, y'all ready?
My nose.
Yeah.
I was doing my nose. I was like, wait a minute, no, it's not.
We have done this before. Okay.
Hey,
All right, y'all ready? All right, let's do this. So, where do we go from here? Right? Right now we have steps 1 and 2. Right? So we open the file and we're reading the lines and separating the words, and all of them are in a list.
Oh, this game again? Gulp.